Hey y'all, it's Amanda. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to talk about the books that I read at the end of September. This is part 2 to my September wrap-up. I already did a mid-month wrap-up earlier this month, and I will link that in the card if you've not seen it. But this is just going to be the books that I read after I filmed that video. That video had, I think, 9 books. I think this video we're going to have 5 books. Let me see. Okay, wrong. This video we're gonna have 6 books to talk about, which 3 of them are the Spy Family volumes, so 3 other books other than Spy Family, but just need to get this filmed. It's a beautiful day today, beautiful fall day. Just got my hair done. The sun's kind of shining on it, so it's kind of hard to see what's up, but just got the highlights touched up a little bit. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Y'all ready? Let's go. The first book that I read was The Blue Castle by Montgomery. Y'all, I read this like as a challenge to myself to read an Montgomery because Elizabeth from Lizzie Faye Loves Books and Mitzi from Mitzi Reads and Writes have done like a more Montgomery challenge, and one of the challenges was to read a standalone, and that's what this is. I'm pretty sure that was the challenge, but that's what I read for this. And y'all, I love this book so much. I give this 5 stars. This book was just wow. I mean, I really related to this main character, Valancy. It was a beautiful adult coming of age story, full of courage, romance, and just the best way to say, she was just finding herself throughout this whole process, and I loved seeing her journey and just trying to like come into her own. The story is all about 29-year-old Valancy Sterling, and she's never really felt loved, beautiful, included in her family, friends, or her work. She's lived a very simple life, very sheltered, when all of a sudden she gets a letter, and it's about some changes with her health, and that letter has changed her perspective on her life, and she starts to truly live her life for the first time. And you start questioning, like, is Valancy really going to find peace and happiness for the first time in her life? That's all she wants, right? She just wants to be happy and to laugh and do what she wants to do without being controlled by her family. And she's just trying to like live her life for the first time. She struggles with her mother and her family in many different ways. Her mom's like very domineering and overbearing, and she doesn't really want Valancy to live her life without her mother having this kind of control over her, constantly being criticized by others and walked on. She's like a pushover for these people, not just in her family, but in her friend circle, just all around. And she finally takes back her life and stands up for herself. I was saying, go girl, you go girl, because she was just chasing her dream for this blue castle, and my heart, I don't even know what else to say. Like, I loved seeing her start to just figure out who she wanted to be, and I loved seeing her meet Barney. We have this guy, Barney, and she has a journey. There's a journey there with her relationship with him. She always saw herself as like everyone else saw her, right? Like, she never felt like she was pretty, or she just felt like she was an ordinary girl, and people never really made her feel like loved in any way. And so Barney comes along and helps her to realize that she is truly loved, and realize all the things that she's never felt about herself, and stood up for herself. She realized that she was a grown woman who she could make these decisions and truly live her life. And y'all, I loved it. And the writing in this book is just amazing, and it's a really easy classic to read. Like, I don't read a lot of classics, but it was just atmospheric, beautiful, easy to understand. Valancy proved that you don't have to be like a product of your toxic family, and you can live your life and not be under anyone else's control. So like I said, this is just a really great classic to read, even if you're not one who reads a lot of classics. Like I said, I don't read a lot of classics, but I found myself, it's so easy just to get into and to read, and I felt so connected with her in so many different ways. So absolutely adored this. I gave this 5 stars, and I'm so glad that I read this, and I can't wait to read more of Montgomery. The next book I want to talk about is Finlay Donovan is Killing It by Ellie Cosimano. I don't know how to say her name, but we're here. So y'all, this book was fun. I give this 4 stars. Just a fun, cozy mystery. This book was just like, what is going on? Because there was so much going on in this. I was like, what in the world? So, okay, sorry if the wind is picking up. We're gonna try to just, I'm really trying to film out here, y'all. This is not good. Okay. What am I saying? This is the first in a mystery trilogy. I'm pretty sure it's a trilogy. The book 2 is already out. I think book 3 comes out earlier next year. I don't know. But it had me laughing. I was on the edge of my seat. Just, I don't know. I'm definitely going to continue on and just see what I think. As far as content, there is some language in here that I just don't like. Getting that out the way. That's why it's 4 stars. This could never be 5 stars just because of the language. But overall, this is a fun, made you laugh. You know, if you take that out, it's funny, and I'm here for it. There's some, like, not really any sexual content, but there's some innuendos that people may not really care for, but I was fine with it. So anyway, so just get that content out the way. But this is about our main character of Finlay Donovan, and she's a stressed out, divorced, single mom of 2, and she is a struggling thriller novelist. So she's struggling to pay her bills. She don't know if she's gonna be able to finish her book on her contract. That she's under this contract for her book. She don't know if she can even finish it. And so she is discussing the murder plot of her next book. Oh my God, my hair is everywhere. She is at a Panera Bread discussing the murder plot of her next book, and a woman pretty much overhears her with her literary agent talking about the murder plot of this book. And so she is, like, mistaken for a real contract killer. And so this woman leaves her a note at the Panera Bread table and says, is somebody back to mow? I can't. Okay, maybe not. Sorry. Okay, moving on. This woman, like I said, she pretty much leaves a note on her table at the Panera Bread, and it's like, wanting to give her 50 grand to kill off her husband, who's like this evil man. And there's this big misunderstanding, but Finlay pretty much lands herself in this really tough position. Like, what are you gonna do next? You know, she ain't got no money, $50,000. There's this man who's like an evil man. What's she gonna do? So she's trying to, like, get all this cleared up and say, hey, I ain't like this, you know, whatever. You misunderstood. Can't get it cleared up. And her and all this crazy shenanigans with her best friend, sidekick, Vera, go on, okay? Like, everything goes on from there. So, like I said, this is hilarious. I laughed out loud so many times. Our characters are humorous, especially Finlay's friend Vera. Like, I mean, she's hilarious. They have, like, this minivan. There's all this crazy stuff going on. But this was also, like, a very crazy and serious mystery because she didn't kill this man, and, like, she's trying to figure out who did. So there's all this stuff going on. Finlay pretty much keeps getting herself in deeper and deeper trouble. More misunderstandings are happening. More problems come up. And she has some romance interests coming in. All that stuff. So Vera and Finlay are, like, working together to try to figure out how to handle each situation as it comes their way. But I'm gonna tell you right now, it made me want a minivan. It was hilarious. Like, I just see this minivan, woo, boom, like, I could just see this being a show, movie. I mean, I'm telling y'all. And I could see, like, it's our best friend Vera. I could see, like, Melissa McCarthy or something in this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you've read this, you know what I'm saying? Like, they cracked me up. Anyway, Finlay, like I said, she did have, like, a love interest. There's, like, a couple different love interests for her in this story. I wasn't really interested in that as much as I was the mystery, but it was still fun. And there's a lot of craziness with her ex-husband going on, and I don't know. The storyline's funny. I adored it. It was kind of over the top, unrealistic stuff going on. But that's what you want in mysteries, right? It's like, you could just tell this is whimsical and funny. And it was wild. And that's what I wanted at the time. So I'm excited to go on and to move on to the next. Some have said that the next book has a little bit more of the sexual content that they didn't care for, like innuendos, and just didn't really care for that. So I don't know. I'm still gonna try it out and see what I think. It's called Finlay Donovan Knocks Him Dead. I'll probably listen to it on audio because I did listen to this on audio some, and the narrator is awesome. And it's just like a really good book to listen to, like when you're doing chores or around the house or just whatever. It's just one of those good books, you know, that you can listen to, like mindless tasks kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, 4 stars. I definitely going to continue on. And I should have said, what am I saying? Series September. Hello. Okay, I need to be updating y'all on Series September. Your girl is, what am I doing? We'll update on Series September at the very end of this. How about that? This was one of the things for Series September. I did fill the bingo card out, and I didn't get it full. I think I got a half full. Anyway, we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, I'm not prepared. Anyway, and then let's see what else. Oh yeah, okay, so then I read Spy Family, right? So, okay, so we got Spy Family 6, 7, and 8, and I had a lot of fun with these. Spy Family is just a really good time. You know, I can't remember what I rated each one of these. Some of these are hit or miss for me, but this 6 I gave 3 stars. There wasn't as much Anya, and the story with Nightfall can just go on. I don't care about Nightfall, so that's the one thing about book 6 I didn't care. This is the character. I did not care, but it was still good, you know, but just not what I wanted. And then book 7 I ended up giving 4 stars. This was cute. It was a lot better than the last one. Still some kind of odd parts, but overall it was fun. Sometimes I think, like, we've talked about this already, but sometimes, I mean, the weird brother was in here a little bit, and sometimes they just have like content with the kids that I don't really care for. So yeah, but I still give this 4 stars. I liked it pretty good. I'm still wanting to like read all of these. I think they're fun. This one just came out this month, at the end of the month, so I had pre-ordered it, and I had most fun with this one because it ends on a cliffhanger, y'all. I need book 9. Like, I don't know when that's gonna happen since it's just released, but it ended on a cliffhanger and I was here. I mean, I can't really say much about it, but there was a lot of action. We had our whole family together back again. Really loved this. Great time, a lot of fun. We just had our trio back together. But I will say, I'm ready for our trio to figure out everything about each other. Like, we're 8 books in. Everybody needs to be knowing. Like, Anya knows it pretty much because she's a telepath, but them two, they need to know. Like, I need them to know. And I'm ready for them to like be more of a family, and not like, you kind of get these pieces where they're going to be, but then it's like they don't. So, you know, some of these are filler books, I would say, and then you throw in like extra characters I don't think we need. So I don't know, I still love it. And yeah, she's just such a fun character, and I can't wait to read more in this series. I still need to watch the adaptation. It did not happen this time. And then the last book I read this month, y'all, was a struggle for me. I did not love this book. Lost in Darkness by Michelle Greep. This was our Christian book club pick for September, and I didn't want to do a separate video for this time just because I didn't have a whole lot to say. I felt like there's not much for me to say. I had on my list to read Frankenstein and I didn't, so maybe if I would have read Frankenstein first and enjoyed it, I would have liked this more. But for me, this just didn't hit it. So I don't really have a full review for this. I haven't even wrote anything. I basically just said this was 2.5 to 3 stars. I didn't love the ending at all. The ending really made me mad. The middle of it dragged. I think that Michelle Greep writes well, and now that I've read 3 of her books, 2 I didn't love, 1 I did really enjoy. I don't know if I'll read more of her books later on, but we'll see. I'll just have to really hear from people I trust to see if I want to read any more of her books going forward. I do think she writes well. She has great faith content. She's good historical side. But if this wouldn't have been a Christian fiction book club pick, I probably would have DNF'd this, y'all. It was so hard for me. It was only 300 and something pages, like maybe 320. I don't even know. I listened on audio, and the narrator was great. The narrator was not a problem. It was just, what is this, you know? So let me just tell you a little bit about what this is about. Basically, this is about Amelia Balfour, and she is wanting to like go to Egypt, Cairo, all this stuff, when she can't go because she's got news that there's some surgery that could help her brother. He has been grotesquely disfigured. He had an accident as a child, and he has a condition as well. So there's all these things going on with that, and so kind of reminds you of that Frankenstein-esque, whatever you want to say, story. And so we have like that trope of the corrupt doctor. There's a surgeon named Graham Lambert, but he is the good guy. He's like her love interest, Amelia's love interest, and he's got suspicions about this other doctor that's with him, and we don't know like is he a corrupt doctor? You keep hearing all these things about him, bad stories, and he's wanting to like perform this operation, and of course things go crazy. And yeah, that's all I'll say. There, like I said, there is like a side romance here with Graham and Amelia. Then we have the brother. Her brother's name is Colin, and sometimes we get his perspective. That's pretty much the whole story, you know, like he's a monster, and pretty much from his disfigurement, and there's all this hard things that he's going through. Like he even helps this woman and her child, and when they see his face they freak out. Like they're so thankful for him, but then you feel so sad for him because he is pretty much shunned by people and all this stuff. So I don't know, y'all, this book, like, it's just, I feel like the ending was just, I was so mad. I wanted more of the brother and his perspective. I really liked his character, and I was just, what is this? You know, like, if you know how this ends, why did they do that? When you find out why this is called Lost in Darkness, that's what made me mad. So I'm just saying, because that's when they throw that title in there at the end, I was like, wow, that you're really doing this. So I gave this 2.5. I put it 3 stars on Goodreads. It's really 2.5 rounded up, just because of her writing style. I feel like it deserves a little bit more, but I don't know, maybe I should make it 2.5. I don't know. I had high hopes on this, but ultimately it's heartbreaking. And if you're sensitive to like death, or if you've lost a loved one, do not read this. If you're sensitive to anything that's like medical trauma or corrupt doctors, that kind of stuff, I would steer clear of this. Yeah, it's hard to, I don't want to like, I don't know, it's sad. The faith content I don't think that's part of why I rounded up to 3, because there is faith content. We have prayers and all these things, and scriptures and church goings. I'm pretty sure there was something about church goings. I'm pretty sure there was some good spiritual content in this, and lots of times they mention how God is the one who's numbered our days, that kind of stuff. So I mean, I give her props for that, but then it's like, why did you end this book that way? Like, I don't know. I was upset about the ending. I don't know if I'll read more of her or not. It is supposed to be, they even mention Mary Shelley in Frankenstein at the end, and I did think that was cool that they mentioned that and how she's like in that time period. So, you know, I can't say a whole lot on that because I've not read the book. So like I said, after talking with Miriam, I might have liked it more if I would have read Frankenstein, but overall, I don't know. I just don't know about this. So sorry to go on a little bit long on this, but because it's our book club pick, I kind of wanted to give a little bit more of like how I felt. Yeah, it was sad, and that's all I can say. So now let's just talk about my series September. Oh no, real fast. So I didn't do a separate video for this either, y'all. I'm sorry, it's crazy. This end of the month's been crazy, but I've already read our October book club pick, so I did do a little community post where I talked about what it is. But our October book club pick is, oh, this wind, y'all. Our October book club pick is A Castaway in Cornwall by Julie Klassen. You know, I've already read this. I talked about it in a vlog a couple months ago and all of that. I'll link those below if you want to check that out. But I'll try to go back and find it in the review video where I talked about A Castaway in Cornwall. I love that book. I gave it 4 stars. So I really hope anyone that picks this book up, I hope they enjoy it. I think Lou from Christian Faith and Fiction is reading it right now. I hope a lot of you will pick that up. Many of the other booktubers have already posted like what the book is, and so yeah, since I've already read it, I didn't do a separate video announcing it or anything. But in November, we are going to read Fox by Nadine Brandes, and so that'll be fun. Just going ahead and throwing that out there. We already said we'd read Fox, and so I may do a separate video on that later on, but maybe not. I mean, it is what it is. Been so crazy busy with everything. So anyway, so I am going to go, I'm going to do like a little wrap up here of series September, y'all. Okay, sorry if the angle changed, but I had to find my update for this. I posted it on my Instagram today, but series September was like a reading challenge for September hosted by Sarah at Sarah's Nightstand and Chris at Books and Jams, and really loved participating in this. I thought that was just really cool. Loved her little bingo board. I didn't get to finish everything like I wanted to, just because those last 2 weeks of this month have been crazy, where I was like out of town and things like that, but did make some progress. And so for the prompt, I'll put the little big old board here, but I ended up getting Let's Get It Started, Double It Up, Blast from the Past, and Out of the Box, and that's a wrap. So I got 5 out of 9, so that was pretty good. And I did make one little bingo line, so that was cool. So for Let's Get It Started, I've already done reviews for some of these books in my mid-month wrap-up, but earlier this month I read Beaches, Bungalows, and Burglaries, and that was a cozy mystery that I really enjoyed, had a lot of fun. Going to continue on, set in Kentucky, absolutely loved it. Camper series, and by Tanya Capes, I don't know how you say her name, Capes, so we're gonna go Capes. So that was the first book in a series, and it's like 29 books long, y'all. It's crazy. They're all on Kindle Unlimited though, if you ever want to read them. But yeah, Let's Get It Started, that was the first one. Double It Up, I read those 2 Michelle Greet books, which was The Bride of Blackfriars Lane and Lost in Darkness, which I did not enjoy either one of those. So there we are. They both were like 2.5. So it is what it is. If, like Chrissy says, if it fall, it fall. So, and then on Blast from the Past, I did A Bone to Pick by Charlene Harris. This is book 2 in the Aurora Tea Garden series, and I absolutely loved this. Compared to book 1, I give 3 stars. This one, I give 4 stars. It was like an inheritance type story, and I love those. And so great mystery, had a lot of fun with it. It was great. So I'm going to continue on with the series, probably listen to these on audio more so, but and this was also a gift from Book Talks with Mrs. Thomas. So I'm so thankful that I really enjoyed this one, especially since it was a gift. I always like really hope that I enjoy when someone gives me a book, so that makes me so happy. But yeah, so that helped me fill up that whole line at the top there. And then that's a wrap. We're gonna say that's a wrap was like get caught up on a series. And so these are all like finish the series or get caught up, I guess, but these were all on the Spy Family. It ends with book 8 as far as right now. It's definitely not ended, but we don't have another book that we could purchase to buy, so purchase to read. And so yeah, I did get caught up. I'm all caught up on Spy Family, and I just loved it so much. These are books I could reread all the time. The really great mangas. And then Out of the Box, I ended up reading Finlay, Donovan is Killing It. So you already know, hey, I don't read a whole lot of mystery, but I'm slowly turning into a mystery lover. So, which I guess I already am a mystery lover, but I normally like, earlier this year, I didn't read a whole lot of these. So just branching out, you already know. So yeah, what a fun little like way just to try to catch up on series or to start series, all that good stuff. So I'm so glad that Sarah and Krista come up with this. That's awesome. I hope they do it next year, because you girls always gonna need to be catching up on some series. But that's it for the series September. Like I said, I participated in the More Montgomery challenge a little bit. Gonna try to read Anne of Green Gables, like I said, this month in October. All that stuff, just so much going on. It's just a beautiful day. I'm loving fall. I'd love to know, what have you read any of these books? Let me know in the comments below. Anything y'all want to chat about in the comments, hey, we're here. I do have like a short update on Peanut that I want to share with you guys. Some of you have asked where Peanut is and that kind of stuff, and currently he is at my mom's house, and I just want to give you a little bit of a backstory on why. So he may eventually come back to my house, but for right now he's just going to stay at my mom's, go to grandma's, whatever you want to call it, because of some crazy stuff that's happened the past few weeks. I've already talked about this on my Instagram, and so many of you were so supportive, so thank you for that. But yeah, it's been really hard into the month here with Peanut. He was always my mom's cat, right? So we didn't want another animal. My son's autistic, so we just didn't want another animal. It's so hard just with a special needs child already, and so we just didn't want another animal. Well, she kind of said, hey, can I leave Peanut here for a while until he gets bigger, and then I'll take him back. Well, that never happened. She ended up getting another cat, and the rest goes on from there. We ended up with this cat. So it's been hard the entire time we've had Peanut. I love Peanut. He is a great cat, but there's that side of him where he's destructive. He's tore up a lot of things in my home, and it's been hard. And then one day at 6:30 in the morning, my 60-inch TV fell off the mantle because he was up there balancing on it. And so there you go. Like, I'm just being real with y'all. It's too much. It was too much. He broke the TV. We had to buy a new TV. And we were going to get a new TV anyway, but that's not the principle of it, really, honestly. The whole point was, because that TV was from 2014, the whole point of this was, hey, he's been so difficult as it is. We're struggling. I felt like I didn't have control of my own house because of an animal. And I love Peanut, y'all. I mean, he really does have that sweet side. Y'all have seen the sweet side of him, but you don't know, like, in your everyday life what it's like sometimes with animals. And he's at my mom's, so, you know, like I said, she's the one that got the cat and all that, and we were just trying to, like, make it work, but it just wasn't working. You know, my carpet's been tore up, my curtains are tore up, my furniture's scratched, and all these different things and tore up, and he runs through the home. There's just all these extra things that people don't see. It's chaotic in the mornings, you know, and I just didn't have peace. And so, I don't know, I just felt like I wanted to explain that to you all, just so that you knew why Peanut was not on here in these videos, because it's hard to send him over there. It was hard to not have him here, but at the same time, I've had more peace in my house in the past 2 weeks since he's left than I've had all year. So many things with him that was difficult, and when he busted TV, y'all, we heard it at 6:30 in the morning, a big crash. And y'all see, he climbed on my bookshelves and stuff, and that was fine. He did break my fairy lights. He was biting into them, and, you know, he's just being an animal, you know. My mom's like, oh, he's just a cat, you know, and I understand, but at the same time, it's like, you have to do what's best for your family. With my son being autistic, it's just hard enough to keep up with him and for his needs. And so I don't know why I'm explaining all this. I know I don't have to explain myself, but I just wanted to share that with you all because Peanut is part of the channel and a lot of you love him. You might still see him on here sometimes, and he may come back at some point, but for right now, he's over at my mom's and everything's okay. So just wanted to share that with you guys. And so I hope everybody is okay with that. I don't want anybody to come for me in the comments over this, but yeah, everyone has been really supportive about it. And yeah, so she was happy to get him back anyway, so it is what it is. So anyway, that's enough on the Peanut update. I spent like 5 minutes talking about that, but hope you all are having a great day whenever you're watching this. I will be working on some vlogs and other things probably next weekend. I've been tagged by Jane Reads on the currently reading tag, so I've got to film it. A lot of different things coming up in the next week. Gonna be just trying to get that reading done. And yeah, so hope y'all are having a great day. Thank you all for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye, y'all.